you want to say something, Jordan?
Yeah, so don't they say that life's what happens while you're busy making other plans?
Yeah.
I think that's it. So if you think about a lot of people, and this is kind of maybe where I am career-wise, is like if you begin to live for the weekend, it's Mondays don't suck, your jobs probably sucks, right? So it's like when Sunday night happens, or Sunday happens, you're like, it's great sleeping in, but tomorrow I got to wake up at 7 a.m. and I don't want to. So does that really mean like that at that moment? Because there's definitely times you feel more alive. You know, I did a 3-week trip out in Israel last year, and I mean, the entire time I was super present. And then you get back, and then you begin kind of planning, you know, okay, looking in the past, that was a great trip, or, you know, hey, I need to now do this to get there. Does that kind of mean, I mean, how do you, you know, because obviously time does exist, but I definitely understand the concept of, but sometimes you don't really want to be where you are, you know, at the moment. You know, maybe you are daydreaming about, you know, being on the beach instead of, you know, stuck in an office. So is there kind of like a...
Well, what part of you doesn't want to be there?
I mean, I think that's a kind of a loaded question. We can get, yeah.
Not really. You know what I mean? That, you know, as you come around more and you start to hear the rhetoric of the Peaceful Mind Center, it will become more familiar to you, that question that I'm asking you. Because there is something, I can make that question more simple for you. There is something that is judging that moment, saying that this moment is not good enough. So what part of your mind judges?
I think it's I've kind of like at this particular job kind of hit what I feel is my peak. And then I'm kind of just staying there because I'm comfortable. And this is something I've kind of been playing with my mind for a while. And then it is kind of the what ifs of the, you know, what are the next steps, but I'm kind of plateauing and beginning to realize that anyways, as I can stay here comfortably, and sure, you know, it's fine and dandy and it's what I've known for 5 years, but there's a piece of me that's definitely like, you know, if I'm going to go travel and do all these things, I might as well do it before I go buy a house, or, you know, these type of, maybe it's, I don't really want to do it now, but if not now, then when, you know?
Right. But you missed my question. My question was, what part of your mind judges?
I think it's a time thing. I think it is like a, if not now, then when.
Stay with me.
Okay.
If one of the core teachings here is the realization of self and the losing the identification with mind, okay? The self is aware of what's happening in the mind. In observance, as you remain as the self and observe the mind, what part of your mind, so there are parts of the mind, I'm implying here, you know, what part of your mind judges? Yeah, wait, please wait.
I don't know if it's an ego thing as much as a finding a sense of purpose.
Well, what do you think ego is?
I think ego is kind of the how I feel about myself, how other people portray me, things of that nature. And I think that I'm pretty I don't think I really look for outside influence when it comes to decisions. I think it's more anxiety driven.
Right, let me stop you, because I want to define ego for you.
Okay.
When we are born here, okay, we just wake up here. We don't know who we are, where we've come from, where we're going to. We don't know language. We don't know anything. We are existing here, though. We are conscious. We are aware. You know, your name is Jordan. Did you come to this earth Jordan? Or when did you become Jordan?
I guess when you're born and you...
Very obviously.
Right.
The answers to my questions are typically pretty obvious.
Right.
When did you obviously become Jordan?
When you're born.
Well, when you're born
and
your parents pointed at you and said Jordan.
Right.
Just like somebody pointed at a bird and said bird, and fish is a fish, and a dog is a dog, and you're a Jordan, right? Now, a dog is a concept, a fish is a concept, a bird is a concept, and a Jordan is a concept. Okay? Jordan, believe this, don't believe that. You're a good boy if you do this, a bad boy if you do that. And this idea, this mental concept of what a Jordan is, begins to arise. That mental construct that idea that you have of yourself, is your ego. And it is that ego that judges, weighs, measures. The happiness that most people are trying to get to is a mind-based happiness. In other words, they need their world to be a certain way that their mind agrees with, and then they're quote-unquote happy, right? But that happiness only is very short-lived, because everything here is in a constant state of flux. Everything is always changing. No matter how good it gets, no matter how bad it gets, it always changes. And then the mind is unhappy again. This is all mind-based stuff. Now, you're new to these conversations, so you'll hear this over and over again, and it will start to sink in. Because as you remain as the self, you begin to realize that who I thought I was never real. Now, how do you know that even? How can I even demonstrate that to you? Are you the same person you thought you were a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Which one are you? Your idea, your mental construct of who you are is constantly under construction. And every time you think you got it nailed down, then a whole other set of problems comes in with that concept that you got to fix. So you have this conceptual idea, and you are identified as the concept that you think you are in your mind. This is what we know as identification with mind.